the most used system for fleet racing. All right, it's a very, very good system. The major complaint about it is with the protests. Everything's got to stop really to hear the protest, especially if it's 2 heats. The more heats you got, we had one event with 5 heats. All the protests but one were heard before the bloke had to react, so nothing was stopped. It was conceived by Peter Stollery, who is an excellent Pommy sailor. He actually won one of the world titles. And it was designed, which all our systems are supposed to be, and this is the big difference between the HMS and the simplified system. It's designed to simulate fleet racing. So what it is, I've heard people say, "Oh, I didn't get to sail with any of the top skippers." Well, a lot of the top skippers say, "Well, that's good. We didn't sail with the people that are going to take us out," type of thing, you know. But that's simulating fleet racing. The first heat, which is a seating heat, and there's only one seating heat for each fleet, consists of boat of equal ability. So you have the top boats and the bottom boats in each heat, and I'll show you how you do that in a second. All right. The races are always sailed in reverse order. So we had 5 heats. We'd start off down here, here, last heat. All right. In the seating race, just because you're in B fleet or D fleet doesn't mean that you're one of the bottom skippers. All that means is it's a seating race. It's deciding who's going to go into the thing. Boats promoted sail in the next heat. Now we can have 4 or 6 promoted. How many boats do we have to have before we can go to 6? 24. And the reason being that the tables don't cover anything under 24, and the advisory note says not to go unless you're under 24. All right? And with this system, it provides every boat with a chance of winning, if he's good enough, to win each race. It does allow a boat to sail back through the fleet. Make sure, if you're going up to run an event for somebody else, that the scorer has actually done the ticket for you. The 1 metres, 10 raters, A class and Marbleheads all have rankings on the ARYA website. The DFs, the DF Association has rankings for the DFs. If they're not on that ranking system, you just put them in at random at the end of it. And you can put them in by the day they registered, you can put them in by their sale number, it doesn't make any difference. If he come from overseas, it could be his known ability. Oh geez, he's the top thing. It's not 100% crucial, but I have had numerous people come up and say, "How come you got him ahead of me?" I said, "Because he's on the rankings, he's ahead of you." All right, so it just covers your backside. So you go and get the rankings. The lasers are a bit of a problem. Why are the lasers a bit of a problem? They don't have rankings. So what you have to do is get people like Peter or someone who knows the skippers, and he's just got it arbitrarily. And the skippers you don't know, you just put them at random down the bottom. So the easiest way then is just to put them from top to bottom, all right, in their ranking. You go up to the board. So he's ranked number 1, he's ranked number 2, he's ranked number 3, he's ranked number 4. And if there's more heats, you just keep going across. All right. He's ranked number 5, 6. Where did I go there? 6.
You can't see through your back, Bill. So
8. So all we're doing is we're going across so that we're winding up with fleets of equal ability. If you had 5 fleets, you just keep going across, back across, back across. All right, straightforward. So we've got the seating, or if we don't know, they just put it random at the bottom. Now, one thing I must say, and it is crucial, when you set the board up, only the scoring team touches the board. Skippers definitely don't touch the board. If you're at the RO, refrain from going up and moving around on the board. All right? If you've got a problem with the board, see the scorer, they will change the board for you. Big problem if multiple people change the board. All right, only the scorer can change the board. Rightio, so we've now conducted the B fleet race, all right, and we conducted the A fleet race. What you can do, and what I highly recommend you do, or the scorers do, is that when they do the positions for each of those races, all right, they put them in the order that they finish. All right, it saves a lot of time later on if something goes wrong. All right, so each time a race finishes, take the time before you promote or demote anybody, put it in the correct order. All right, so now we say, rightio, we've conducted our B fleet race, we've conducted our A fleet race, we've finished the seating race. If you go through the first table there, for race 2, 4 promotions, it takes 3 races to get it all sorted out, all right, and then it's just repetition after that. Because the next race has to be the number of people that go into each heat is decided by that table, and it must be divisible by the number of heats you got. All right, because you can't say, well, the first 4 in A fleet will go up into here and the first 3 in B fleet to make the numbers up. All right, so you've got to say either whatever the table says. How many does it say for 30 boat?
18 and 12 for 30 boats.
For the next fleet.
Yes.
18 and 12, we've got 2 heats, so 12 in A, so we go 6.
That's 2 fleets, isn't it?
Yeah, we go 6 there, and we go another 6.
12 and
2,
18.
3, 4,
In
5.
this case, it doesn't matter which order these 2 lots of 6 are in, as long as they're in that fleet.
And then all the rest go back up into B fleet.
Okay, and that'll be the first ones to race.
They're going to be the first to race. Now you'll notice that there's more boats in B fleet than there is in A fleet. Why is that?
They're the first ones to race.
Yeah,
6 boats in B fleet to go in the A fleet.
we get that across. Because remember, this one here has to be divisible by the number of fleets. If there is 3 fleets, it'd be different again. And the sole reason for that is it would be unfair to say, well, the first 6 in A fleet will go into who sailed in the seating race in A fleet will go in there, but only the first 5 or 4 will go from here. So it's got to be divisible by the thing. And that's why it says it takes 3 races to sort it all out. All right. Why there's more in this race is because these are going to be promoted. The winners of these are going to be promoted. All right. So then there will be 4 more in that fleet actually sailing. Yeah. All right. With 30 boats, we could have had 6 up, 6 down. All right. We could have used 6 up, 6 down if we wanted to. So what we've said so far, the first heat, or the seating race, we just divided them up in equal ability. We sailed from the B fleet and the A fleet. We looked at our chart there for race 2 only. Remember, race 2 only for 30 people, and it told us 12 and 18. So that means the first 6 in each heat would go up. All right, the rest will go into B fleet. All right, so we now sail this race. We move these around to the order of finish. For race 3, you've got to go to your board. It will tell you. All right. So how many boats are in?
17 and 13.
17.
B.
So we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
So
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So in this case, for race 3 only, we'd only move 3 of the boats up.
Yep.
All right. That's why we've got to follow the... So all we do now is we go through the thing. We start off at the lowest heat, we sail the lowest heat, all right? Say that's the order we put them all in the order they finish. I stress, do that. A lot of people, it's not compulsory, but it does save a lot of problems, especially later on if a bloke gets disqualified or you find out someone hadn't turned up or something like that. All right, so we've got this one here now. We sail this heat. We've put them in the order that they finished, all right? and the top 4 goes across. Just quickly go through it again before we have a break. Right. We get our tickets, we make sure we got the right sale numbers, no duplicate sale numbers. We put them in the order based on what? On the rankings. We just go to the rankings, put it down and put them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up the top, all right? We come along and we just make fleets of equal ability. 1, 2, 3. If there was 3 fleets, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, what that makes is as close as possible to equal fleets, but also fleets of equal ability. So we've got some top sailors in it, some bottom sailors in it. Some of the top skippers will actually tell you they treat a seating race different to all other races. They're a lot more protective in a seating race because if they get taken out by one of the lower boats, then they've got to fight their way up. And you can see by this system, it is a lot easier to stay in a fleet mathematically than it is to be promoted or demoted. Only 4 boats go up, especially in 2 fleets. So if there's 17 boats sailing, only 4 go up, so it's a lot easier to stay in that fleet than it is to get promoted. Yeah, because remember what we said, we've got them all in equal fleets. All right, so they'll be equal size. We go to our tables, which give us the requirements for race 2 only. All right, so we go to race 2 only. It will tell you how many boats are in each fleet. That will be divisible by the number of fleets you got. So in this one, I think what did it say? 6 and 12 in the first heat.
12 and 18.
12 and 18. So 12 and 18 divided by 2, it gives you 6. 6 boats from each fleet go into A fleet. All right, all the remaining boats go into B fleet. We then go and we sail that seating race. All right, don't forget each time we do, we list the boats in their order of finish. We sail in that, we go to race 3 on there, race 3 and onward, and it will then tell you how many boats. Now, quite often it'll be the same number of boats, all right, but always check because often it differs by 1 or 2. And once we've gone to race 3, we've set it up, it's just repetition then, just back and forwards. And on day 1, on day 2, except for the last day, you can finish on whatever fleet you finish with, as per the sailing instruction or the notice of race. All right. On the last day, you may have to finish early. It depends what your notice race and sailing instruction. If it says no heat will start after 1600, that means when you're getting up close to 1600, no heat will start. That means if you say you've had 5 fleets and you've only sailed 2 of them, right, the D and E fleet, the rest they would have to be abandoned because you can't sail it. If it says no race is to start after a set time, that means provided you get the start of the race in, which is the first heat, you can sail through. But if you get to a stage, and this is another thing that a lot of people don't understand, you say, right, we're going to finish here now, that's the last race. Always finish on an A fleet race. As the RO, it's not crucial that but it is advisable for you to have some idea of the limitations of the equipment and what you can and can't do. As I said, when you're selecting, or if you have any say in selecting your volunteers and that, always put top people, two places to put the top people, one in the scoring, one in the boat. Right? If you've got good scorers and good boat, your problem's over. Most important is when you finish a race, all right, so we finish this race, some of the ROs will say, rightio, run up and put the first 4 boats up onto there. Righto, let's get the race started. All right, and you can sort those other boats out later. All right. I will tell you, not if, but sooner or later, it'll bite you in the arse. They'll come up and they'll say, there was 2 boats didn't start, or a boat got disqualified, all right, which changes the boat. Once you've started the race, it's too late. When you're doing the scoring team, I know it's difficult in some small event, but always try to have at least 3 people in the scoring team, all right? Never try to score straight onto the computer. What I like to have, if finisher and 2 recorders. The finisher talks into a dictaphone or his phone, whatever he wants to record, all right? They go through. Once they finish that race, what they do is they check their list. If all that's good, then they're good to go. They go up and change the board, all right? If there is a problem, the dictaphone takes precedence.